Hey, it's really good to be with you guys, man. I look forward to these weekly meetings that we have. Just all the incredible calls. I can't make it to all of them, but man, it's so insightful, and it's great to have such a thriving community, um, and especially some incredible leaders that are able to host calls each and every week, dropping some nuggets on us and just growing our leadership lid ourselves. And so tonight I'm gonna switch it up, right? Just a little bit. Luigi said he was switching it up. I'm switching it up too. So I wanna take a pause from what we normally talk about in terms of mindset, and it's not a total deviation because we're still gonna be talking about mindset, but just focusing on a different area. Man, put a one in the chat if you've got a Oli Life product, a P90 goggle, shaker massager. Put a one in the chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And you guys are enjoying those products, correct? You're enjoying them. Throw some emojis up there. Let me feel your energy. How excited are you about your products since you got them and the results that you're getting with them? That's great. That's great. So I want to kind of talk about that a little bit. I just want to have you guys have the fireside chats on Fridays. I want to have another fireside chat tonight, man. And I want to address something because I think it's so vitally important. I've had my biological father had dementia. My grandfather had dementia. My stepdad, who's my hero, who raised me, he battled with prostate cancer, and I've had people in my family with high blood pressure. I don't know if you guys got family members that had some either debilitating disease or you lost someone you love to a heart attack, a stroke, or things like that. And what I found is a lot of our illnesses or dis-ease in our body comes from two things. It's lifestyle habits. Either what we stress about mentally, it finds a place in our body to call home, or the things that we put into our body, right? And especially now where we live a really sedentary lifestyle. We're constantly in chairs and in front of computer screens all day. And if we're not intentional, we're not going to be as active as we normally would be. So tonight's talk is going to be surrounding that because the one thing that it was a guy. It's a quick story before I jump into the slides. Is a friend of mine. I'm gonna remain keep him nameless to protect the innocent, right? So he determined he was going to get this supplement, and I forgot the brand, and I don't think it really matters, but the product was fat burners, and he said, "Man, I'm about to burn off all this weight, fat burners." So I see him. He go take the fat burners. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at him. He's taking them. He takes like six of these big horse-looking pills, and he swallows it down. And we're sitting there chilling. And then like 3 days, not 3 days, 3 hours later, he goes to the refrigerator, gets a Diet Coke and three little Debbies. I said, bruh, what are you doing? He said, I'm just grabbing a snack. Wait a minute. You just took some fat burners and you go get a Diet Coke and three little Debbies. I'm like, that don't match, bro. It's not that doesn't match. You are a walking oxymoron right now, a living, breathing oxymoron. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because we have all these amazing devices that have breakthrough technology in it, and we can make the mistake of utilizing this stuff every day and not changing our habits in our life. And we begin what I call backward hustling because we're using the machine, but our lifestyles are not changing. What we put in our body is not changing. And that's counterproductive and counterintuitive, right? So I want to talk to you guys about that because I know that many of you that are in Holy Life. Some of you are just in for health reasons. Others of you are building an incredible business. And the thing is that we could get so busy building our business that we uh, forget to really take care of ourselves, right? Even though we're in probably one of the greatest wellness, health and wellness technology companies on the planet right now. And so I want to speak to that because I love you guys, man. And I want to see y'all around with your kids and continue to share testimonies and living a life that you absolutely love living. So, because I love you, we're going to dive into this. And listen, this is for me too, because I'm like the chief of sinners when it comes to this sometimes. And so please don't take this as any kind of judgment, but just as a level of awareness so that um, you could begin to make some shifts in your life so that you can live your best life. I want to see you guys living a long, incredible life, making contribution and finding joy in all that you do. So I'm gonna share my screen, and once I do that, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna run downstairs real quick because I got some green tea down there that I'm look. I had to get the green tea for this one. I had to get the green. I got I gotta be the message I'm bringing, y'all. So I'm gonna share my screen, and then we're gonna dive into this. All right. So let's see here. Let's bring this. Let's go. Bring this up, and boom. All right, let's expand this bad boy. Oh, now we cooking. Now we're cooking. All right, can you guys see my screen okay? All right. Just put it in the chat if you could see my screen. I want to make sure I'm not taking off without y'all. All right, perfect. I see some Y's and some yeses. Give me literally like 30 seconds. I'm going to run and grab my green tea and run up the stairs without burning myself. This is going to be amazing. I'll be right back.
What is it? Where are you? What is this? This guy just left like that during the presentation? Hey, can while he's getting his green tea, I want to share with you. Uh, I want to share with you something later that's going to be pretty impressive. I have a lady, Anna. Did you see the picture? Just while he's coming back, I have a lady from the French team. You know what she's doing with the, you know, with the facial on the P90 Plus, the facial. So she's doing half of her face. It's been a week. She's just doing half of it. I'll show you the picture of the face. You'll like will be impressed because nobody ever thought about doing that. Eh? Let's just try half of our face to see what it does to our face. You'll,
Like a real before and after, huh?
I'll show you the picture after. All right, no problem. Go ahead, Kwame. Continue.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, let's get to it, y'all. So, um, there's all of us have either rented something, owned a property, leased a car, or something, and there's one lease that you can't break. And tonight, again, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be stepping away momentarily from some of the goals and strategy and just from some of the hustle for a minute. And we're going to talk about something that a lot of people in our countries, our respective countries, ignore until they can't anymore. And that's their body. So here's the deal, right? In life, almost everything is negotiable. You could change jobs, you could move cities, you could start over, but there's literally one thing that you signed a lease on before you could even read, and that's your body. And unlike any other lease that you've ever had, you can't break this one. You can't sublease it. You can't move out and find something better. You want to get a different zip code. You stuck with this, baby, right? So the real question is, how are you treating the one place that you're locked into for life, right? How are you treating that? I mean, because this is not a sci-fi movie. You can't just, transport your presence into a new body. At least not that I know of. And so this is the one you got. So how are you treating that place? So the culture that we're currently in right now, we're in this gig economy, a delegation culture. If you need something done, you could just hire it out, or you could automate it, outsource it. You could go to Fiverr, Upwork. And right now with AI, you could have a whole AI agent that's just running everything for you, answering emails, the whole nine yards. But And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, and it's pretty smart for most things because it helps give you some of your time back. But the thing is, your health doesn't have a contractor. You can't send somebody to 24-hour fitness or Planet Fitness or Lifetime Fitness. You can't send one to somebody in gym and proxy for you and get their results. You can't pay someone to rest so that you feel better, right? Does that make sense? You can't subscribe to something that does not, um, that works on healthy habits for you. This is the one domain in your life. I teach in my Dream Builder program. I teach about 4 different domains, and one of the domains is health and wellness. And this is the one domain in your life where the work and the results both belong to you. Nobody else could close that gap for you but you. And once you accept that, it'll change how you think about your daily choices, because life is a sequence of choices and decisions. And what I want to do is just give you guys some everyday examples of some of the things that we really give our attention to and are committed to, and oftentimes leave our bodies in a deficit. So a couple of years ago, I told you about my one friend, but a couple of years ago, I was uh I was coaching a dude, and real driven guy. I mean, super successful. You call him up, he talks super fast because he's always on the move. Some of y'all probably know a person like that. But after a while, he started getting these tension headaches every single afternoon, like clockwork, just these headaches. And so he just chalked it up to stress, or maybe it's the season, the pollen, this and that. And his whole mindset, because he was so driven, he was in commercial real estate, and he was like, man, I'm gonna just deal with this when it slows down. And he kind of took care of himself. So he bought a bigger water bottle, took some ibuprofen, and just kept it pushing. And 6 months later, he went, for a physical, and his doctor ran some tests and basically told him, man, you should have come in here sooner. His blood pressure was through the roof, right? He was sleep deprived. His cortisol levels was super elevated, right? And how did he get there? It just didn't happen overnight. It was because of month after month of just ignored signals that was in the background quietly compounding. And here's what gets me about that story. The same dude, he had what's that daggone car? He had the SUV version. It was a Maserati. He had the SUV version of his Maserati. That was his pride and joy. He loved this car. And the same dude, the moment that the dashboard light would come out in his car, he pulling over to check it for his car. He pulled over immediately. But his own body was sending signals for half a year, and he keeps driving. How many of y'all could relate to that? You ignore some things because you've got an agenda, you got goals you want to hit, you got this ache and pain. Oh, it's nothing. I'll just rest later. I heard people, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Well, you're gonna sleep sooner than you think at the rate you're going, right? And so the thing that I really want to impress upon you is that your body is going to keep a tab. And you could think about this in like a credit card that you never look at, right? Every time you skip rest, you ignore a warning sign in your body, you eat whatever's convenient, you stay up too late. Listen, we're not getting away with it. We're just putting it on a tab. And our bodies are really resilient. They're super patient. They take a lot of abuse. It'll absorb a lot. It'll compensate. It'll adapt, but it doesn't forgive. It's not going to delete that tab. And at some point, and you may not know when, the bill is going to show up. The bill is going to show up. And so the goal for tonight is not for you guys to move out of fear, but or is it, for you to be perfect in everything you do? I'm not saying, don't have a slice of cake or, or whatever. I'm not that guy, you know. But what I'm saying is we have to, the bigger goal is to just stop pretending and spending our life's currency like nothing's happening. Because what I've learned in my own life personally, in more ways than one, some of you were on here last week when I shared some of my story, is that every single choice that we make today is either a deposit or a withdrawal. And eventually, the account balance got to be dealt with, man. Some of us are living in overdraft physically in our bodies. So let's talk about habits and actions, some of that stuff. I put up on a slide just a comparison, two people, right? Just for illustrative purposes. The first person, every few months, they get motivated. That's why I said motivation is overrated. Every few months, they get motivated. They see a Instagram post, some dude with 8-pack abs throwing dumbbells through his legs like a basketball, and he gets motivated. They download an app and they meal prep for about a week, hit the gym hard for 21 days, and then something happens. That pattern gets interrupted, whether it's travel, stress, a bad week, and everything falls apart. So 6 months later, they're starting over from scratch. I was that guy. I was that guy. And then you take the second person, they like let's call the second person Mr. Miyagi, right? They just walk. Every morning, rains, snow, shine, 20 minutes. They carry a water bottle with them. They're in bed by 10:30 most nights. Nothing Instagram worthy. But fast forward about 5 years. The first person is still on the cycle. The second person, they look different, they feel different, their energy's different. And it's not about, it wasn't even about the plan, right? It's because the second person had patience. They were willing to pace themselves out and be consistent. And the truth is, small habits don't feel powerful in the moment. It's like putting on your P90 on one. You're not really feeling a whole lot. So what do most people do? They the sprinter instead of the builder. Let's put this puppy on 10. Now we talking, baby. And the whole bottom of your heels burning, your Achilles is tight, right? So again, small habits, they may not make a big impact in the beginning, but consistent habits, consistent small habits begin to compound. And what you'll notice is what compounds quietly will eventually announce itself loudly, right? And so it's just those small little tweaks, that 1 degree that we can make in our life that'll make a difference. Some of us, we live and die by our cell phones. And here's something that hit me, is that most of us have a routine for the things we own, right? I talked about um, my guy with the Maserati, right? We got a routine. We fill our gas tanks. At night, we plug our phones up. We close the laptop if it's overheating or reset it. And we're very intentional about maintenance for everything around us, our homes, everything, but our own bodies, we expect them to just keep going. And here's the thing. Our phone will tell us when it's at 20% and 10%, then 5%. Then you see that little yellow power saver mode, right? It's not going to keep working at full performance just to protect your feelings. Listen, your body gives you those same signals every single time. The difference is we've become experts at dismissing them and ignoring them. So if we're tired, let's go grab a coffee. If you burnt out, TGIF, thank God it's Friday, it's the weekend, baby. And if it's chronic pain, we're just gonna figure it out later. And we've become a society that that just pushes past things. We sweep it under the rug. Or we'll just hop on a P90. That's going to fix everything. That's a miracle thing. Listen, the P90 or the P90 Plus, it's not healing you. It's putting your body in a state so that the body could do what it was built to do, right? It's removing all the interference. So again, we would never let our devices operate that way. But somehow we hold ourselves to a lower standard than we hold our electronics. And can I tell you, that needs to change? That needs to change. Some of you got young children and people that are relying on you and depending on you. People and just people that just straight up love you. They want to be around you. So we have to make some different decisions. And one of the biggest things that I hear a lot right now is this whole thing of brain fog. And you've probably blamed yourself for not being focused enough or not disciplined enough, not air quote motivated enough. But here's the question: what if your problem isn't willpower? What if it's just maintenance? I talk to some really sharp people throughout the week who be grinding. I mean, they working hard, putting in the hours, and they couldn't figure out why, stuff feels so cloudy for them. And the answer almost every single time was about sleep. It was sleep, hydration, and movement. Physical health, y'all, isn't separate from performance. It's not mutually exclusive. It's not separate from performance. It is performance. And when your body is depleted, think just like your phone is not on your computer, it's not gonna perform as well. Your thinking gets slower. Your emotional reactions will tend to get a lot shorter. You get impatient. When you had a good night's sleep, the person that cut you off, you're not tripping. When you sleep deprived or you hangry, those you don't know what hangry is you hungry and you get angry. It's like the Snickers bar, your patience begins to evaporate, right? And all that creativity and stuff, it shuts down. And we keep diagnosing that as a focus problem when it's really a fuel problem. And so the people who show up consistently, thinking clearly, on top of the game, with that got sustained energy, they figured it out, and they made some different choices. It's all about maintenance. It's about maintenance. Will Smith said one time, I remember this because I was like the sprinter guy, right, in my little cycles, and I had took a little hiatus from doing some physical fitness. And man, I don't know if y'all ever experienced this. You go to the gym, right? And you go and you work out and you feel great. It might have been a struggle, it might be hard. The next morning when you wake up, you notice the soreness. But it's not typically the next morning, it's the morning after the next morning when rigor mortis sets in and you're like, what in the world? You feel like you just got hit by a truck or something. And, Will Smith said, it's easier to stay in shape than it is to get in shape, right? When you're in shape, it's just a maintenance thing. It becomes so much easier. And so, hopefully that's resonating with somebody, right? Here's the other one. It's not enough hours in a day. Y'all ever heard that? It's not enough hours in a day. I need some more hours. Let's keep it a buck. Let's get real and be practical. Because I know in this room right now, there's someone that was thinking that same thing. I don't have time. I don't have time. And, in fairness, maybe that's true. Maybe your schedule is genuinely packed. You're a man or woman about the town or something. But you don't need a whole new block of time. You just need to get smarter about the time that you already have. There's a book called The Power of Habit. And I'm trying to remember, I read a couple of books on habit. I think it might have been that one when they talk about this. If one of you guys read it, just remind me, put it in the chat. But I think it was in that particular book. I think it's Charles Duhigg. He talked about habit stacking. An example of that for me is, in the mornings, me and Calais will read the Bible. And so while we're reading, I'll put my feet on a P90. So we'll read, we'll meditate and pray. And so I'm kind of like killing two birds with one stone. I'm feeding my soul and, I'm recharging and resetting, right? And so when you think in terms of your morning commute, you can move your body before it happens, even if it's just 15 minutes. Those of you that like listening to podcasts, you already listen to that podcast. Why don't you put the podcast on while you're walking instead of when you're sitting, right? If you got a water bottle on your desk, set an alarm. Every hour, take a drink, right? Um, if you're like me and you go to bed with your cell phone and you're scrolling before bed, why don't you try putting it in the kitchen before you go to sleep, right? None of this stuff is anything that's like super radical. None of the stuff that you see on your screen requires a gym membership or a perfect week or an incredible plan. It's just about stacking one better choice on top of something that you're already doing. Like if you brush your teeth, keep the floss right there on the bathroom counter. So automatically you don't got to search for it. You brush your teeth and it becomes muscle memory. You just reach for the floss, right? That's where things becomes change becomes sustainable. That's where it becomes sustainable. So, I'm gonna bring this plane in for landing. I just want to give you a quick little mind shift. Um, your body isn't the vehicle, y'all. It's not the vehicle for your goals. It is the goal. It is the goal. Most of us think about our health as if it's something we'll get to eventually, after the launch, when the seasons change, when things settle down, or I'm getting ready for the convention. Oh, once I hit M2, M3, M4, I'll get a personal trainer and I'll get it. But right now, I just got to hit this thing. And we treat our bodies like a vehicle, like it's just some car that we're trying to keep running long enough to get where we're going. But I want you to consider something. What if your body isn't the vehicle for the life you want? What if it is the life? Every single dream you have, every goal you're chasing, every relationship that you want to show up fully in, all of that is experienced through the body you have. And you cannot receive what you're working toward if you're too depleted to enjoy it. So the shift for you tonight isn't, I need to get healthy so I could do more. The shift is taking care of myself is the work. It's not the preparation for the thing, it is the thing, right? It is the thing. So finally, I don't want us to end this part of our call tonight without you having some sort of a plan, right? And plans are great, but your plans, you know, it's not about starting them at the right week or the having the right app or the right moment. Some of us, I don't know. I'm gonna tell on myself. At one point in time, I said, you know what? I'm gonna get into some heavy training, so I'm gonna cut back on the cocktails and stuff, and I'm gonna start on Monday. Well, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going in, as if, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get enough so it'll last. But we think that way. We get ready to scale back and start eating healthier, getting some healthier eating habits. We gonna bust through all the cheese doodles and the zoom zooms and wham whams. Cause Monday we started. And I'm like, that is so crazy. So what I want to say is that decisions start now. I want you to walk out this off of this call tonight with one thing. I don't want you to walk off with some sort of a program or a regimen. I just want you to walk off with one better choice that you're going to make today. Whether it's to drink more water, take a walk tonight or this morning, whatever part of where you're tapping in from, put your phone in another room when you go to sleep. Just pick something and just do that one thing consistently and then begin to stack, right? Do it again tomorrow, then the week after that, then add one more week. And that's it. That's the whole strategy. You don't got to be a different person overnight. You just got to be a slightly better version of yourself consistently over time. And that's the truth that I want to leave you with, is that the version of you that achieves everything you're working toward, that person is healthy. So take care of your house, man, because you only get one of them. You only get one. All right, Luigi, over to you, man. Hope y'all got blessed from that. I'm gonna sip a little of this green tea.
I mean, listen, I'm going to start the first one with a big heart because that message was very powerful. Like Anna said in the chat, resonates with, I think, with all of us. And I'm glad that today's message, because in the end, a lot of the trainings that we've been doing on mindset has been touching on different aspects of mindset, because mindset is not just one particular avenue or one direction. It touches many things, right? Whether it's goal setting, your why, whether it's like there's just so many facets to mindset. But there's one thing that's resonating tonight is that you actually brought it to also to the health aspect of ourselves, our everyday struggle to not waiting for health, not waiting for the next moment, not waiting for you to be an M2, not waiting for like New Year's resolution, like I'll start at
Mhm.
New Year's. Why do you want to wait at New Year's? Start right now. Like, because every time we say we wait till New Year's, well, it never works. It only starts when you decide now in that moment. It'll never work if you put things off. So
Yeah,
that little
yeah.
day-to-day strive to work towards living it now every day, to strive for health is very powerful. Thank you for that message. Very powerful tonight. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Right on, man. He said, Kwame, why is it I always feels like you're talking to me? Because we the same. I'm talking to me.
Yeah, it feels like he's talking to me as well.
Oh man.
It looks like Tanya has her hand up, Luigi.
Well, I listen. I would have been surprised if I didn't see your hand up. Hi, Tanya. How are you? How are you? No, but listen, she's part of the family now. She loves this community, and that's what I enjoy about Tanya. When somebody wants to come on every day to share some love on a call, there's something special. She really enjoys this community. She also loves to be heard. But that's a powerful thing. If you want to step into leadership, the step one is to be heard, right? Is not to be afraid of coming out and telling how you feel it. So hey, it's all yours, Tanya. I don't want to steal your spotlight.
Thank you. I love you all so much. And thank you for this beautiful presentation today again. And while I was on this call, I got the message that a dear friend left his body last night. And he's a bit younger than me, just in his 40s, has a young child. And when I was speaking to him some months ago, he said to me, I worked myself to death. So he
Mm,
worked and worked and worked, and it was too late. It was too
mm,
late. He could not get that back. So this message came in during your presentation, and yeah, we don't get another chance. We only have this body. We only have this life. Our kids are only young ones. If we miss it, we miss it. And I'm really feeling him. And I had my cat on my heart all night. We were with him. But this is really touching my heart. And thank you for being all with me also while I'm receiving these news. He was
mm.
also from Germany, living here, and has a little boy. And yeah, let's take care of our bodies all together. And this is why we are sharing these beautiful devices, because we are helping people feel better and extend their life and bring them into the
Yeah,
body so that they stop stressing, because it's not uh it's not a good thing to be stressful, and it used to be hip, but it's not. So thank you for speaking to that today. And I love you all so much, and I really love this community, and I love coming on every day and yeah, seeing you all, being with you every day. I really appreciate you all so much. Thank
we
you.
love you. Thank
and
you
we
so
love
much,
and we
Sandra.
love you too. Yes. Who's the next volunteer? And if we have some new voices tonight, please don't be shy. Like we can always talk, most of us, but it's always nice to see a new face who wants to pop on and share some love. What did you think about tonight's training? What resonated in what Kwame said? Is there something that touched you more than another part, or do you have something that you want to add on what he shared? So please go ahead, don't be shy, come on tonight's call and
We
We have
got
a
we
couple of
got
hands up.
yeah,
go
Lay
ahead,
and
Lay. Go ahead, Lay. It's all
Johnny
yours. We have
Deborah.
three people in a row.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Kwame and Luigi. Lovely training and so relevant. I just want to share something really quickly. Prior to finding Oli Life, I've been on that merry-go-round that you spoke to today, Kwame, of always, starting with new routines, doing really well, and then something happens and I fall off. And I have to share that since starting using the devices regularly, all those little habits that I've been trying to stack and trying to make improvements in my health and my daily life have become easy. So I've got the energy, I've got a clearer mind. So I want to get out of bed, and like you, Kwame, I'll go straight onto my device and I'll have my water and use that time to hopefully set intentions and not look at my phone. Yeah, and I feel like all those little habits are happening for me finally. There's not to say there's not room for improvement, there always is. And what I'm taking from today is movement. I'm really good with my hydration. I'm really good with my sleep pretty much. But when it comes to movement, I've got room for improvement there. So thank you for helping me see that more clearly and knowing that it doesn't have to be this, go and get a gym membership and be there 5 days a week. No, I just need to get out of
Yeah,
bed, do my device and go for a walk, or
yeah,
dance. I love dancing. So putting my headphones on, music, moving my body in a way that's joyful, and away
mhm,
we go. So thank you,
yeah.
Kwame.
Thank you, Lay, for sharing that. My wife loves to dance as well. That's her thing.
It's definitely my thing.
We got Johnny, we got Deborah.
Cool. Hey, man. I'd like to say that I love the sound of this. People that are on the same health kick, whatever, looking after ourselves. So I went to Mexico 4 years ago for my
Mhm.
health. Had carpal tunnel in my hands. I was 120 kilos. Sorry, I can't convert that into pounds in my head. Um, and so I got rid of that 20 kilos through different modalities and learning different diets and stuff. Came back to New Zealand 2 years ago, but within a year I hit 156 kilos. Right. So I went up over 50 kilos in less than a year. Obviously, body, but mind not dealing with stuff and all that. So then I got down to 125 kilos, hit a wall, went to do juicing, but instead of doing it properly like I learned in Mexico, I bought the juice. So what happened is I gave myself sugar diabetes. Now, it all happened for a reason. Because of that, I now know of Life because I didn't want to take the pills that the doctors wanted to give me, right? So that's how I've found Life through getting sugar diabetes. It's all a learning curve,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah, yeah.
So here I am, and I love what you've been saying because now I've done a couple of water fasts in Mexico, but I had support there. Then I did a 30-day water fast here back in October last year, but I didn't have the support. So now I've found somebody online and I'm on the second day of a 5-day water fast, but now I've got someone to follow,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So yeah, body and mind are big parts of where you're at. Yeah, it's all seems like you say, um, part and parcel. So
yeah.
yeah,
That's amazing, man. Congratulations, man.
thank you.
That
Yeah,
water fasting. I've heard people do. I have not done like a five. I've done like a 1 or 2 day, but
yeah,
I've never went that duration. I've heard people get some incredible results just from fasting. Period. Even
Yeah.
from
yeah,
intermittent fasting.
I,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do 5 to 7 day fasting waters every time I need to lose a nice chunk of fat there. That's
I,
now the
I totally
problem.
didn't. I totally didn't do it for the weight, but the 30-day one, I got rid of 18 kilos, which is like, I don't know, something like 40 pounds or more, right? In
wow.
in the 30 days. But it's totally about repairing the body and all the rest of it, right? But as a good byproduct, yes, we get rid of a lot of weight, but the weight's that causing half the issues because your organs and stuff like that are all squashed in there and they're not functioning properly. So yeah, but it's learning stuff like which I didn't know is we don't need food like we've been told. The amount of it, what we need is minerals, and that's sea salt and magnesium and other stuff being put in our water to supplement our muscles. Otherwise, we're losing fat, but we're also losing muscle. So it's learning all these things which are great, but yeah, it's a nice ride. It's a challenge, but it's cool to learn this stuff. But yeah, the P90, oh my goodness, um, it, it's like I'm on a car being on NOS. I don't know how else to put it. It's it's the oxygen in our systems. I keep saying to friends, I don't know what it is, but now I'm telling them do know what it is. It's oxygen, oxygen, and oxygen. There's nothing else to it because I haven't got any fitter yet. I'm working on that next, right? I joined a gym for just a trial basis for a month. Why? Not because I felt enthusiastic about it. It's because I can. Just because
Mm.
I can. No other reason. The body
Mhm.
can do it, especially with the oxygen in there. And that's the P90 plus.
Yeah, man. Congrats,
Thanks.
brother.
Deborah.
Deborah. I think you're still muted,
Mute.
Deborah.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to unmute and it wasn't going. But hi, everyone. My name is Deborah Grady, and I just joined on April the 11th. And today at 3 o'clock, I opened up my shaker massage, my first device. And I was so excited. Now, I
Let's
have really
go.
mixed emotions today because my I had to put my daughter in the hospital yesterday for
Mm.
gallstone. She had a really bad attack in the car, and I took her to the emergency room, and they kept her. So they're going to do surgery on her. So I was like, I'm as a mother, we're really close. We both just recently retired, and we do everything together. And I'm like, who am I going to tell about my shaking? So I called my sponsor, Lillian and Pete, and I'm like, I'm so excited. I got my shake and massage, my first device in the mail today. But I'm like, I'm a bundle of nerves because, putting my daughter in the hospital yesterday was, for me, because we're like this, we're like two peas in a pod. We do everything together. And so I'm so excited about it. But I didn't know how to put it together right away because I'm taking care of her dog while she's in the hospital. So her husband came in and I'm like, can you put this together for me? I go, I can't figure it out right now. And he's like, yeah, it'll be ready for you tomorrow when you get here. So I'm like, cannot wait to. I'm just so excited because I can't wait to get it on. And if you guys would just pray that my daughter, that everything goes good with the surgery and she's home and in no time. And, God bless everybody. And what great message. I'm learning your names here. Is it Kwame? Kwam?
Hey, Kwame or Kwam for short.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What a great, great message. I knew when I heard your message that this is my tribe. I'm in the right place. So thank you so, so much.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you everybody for all your support and prayers. Okay, I'm done. Next person.
We had another hand raised. Was it Chris and Patricia? I saw your hand raised earlier.
Anyway, yes, hi. Um, this whole message, Kwame, about being consistent and just changing little habits. Chris and I talked about that over the weekend, just about little things and changing some little habits. Since we've had our P90 Plus now for about 2 weeks, we both use it twice a day before anything else. So that I'm so proud of us. The results that he's getting are amazing with his feet. They would be cold, like ice cubes for the last year and a half. And he didn't even realize. He got up, I think it was about the third day in, and he said, oh my gosh, my feet aren't cold anymore. I'm like, what? he said, my feet aren't cold, because it would wake him up. They would be so cold. And I was like, holy crap. And we both got so emotional. I'm like, oh my gosh, your feet aren't cold anymore. It was just one of those things you had to be there. And the energy I have from using the P90 and being consistent in using that, I am bouncing off the walls in the morning. My husband's like, oh, like, chill. You need to settle down here just a little bit. I'm like, no, I'm feeling so good. So
That's
thank
awesome.
you for talking about just little habits and drinking more water and remembering to brush your teeth every day. It all adds up. So thank you.
Big facts. Oh man.
Well, it looks like you had a very powerful call, a lot of impact tonight. Thank you very much. I think, I think we can let Anna close it if she wants to share some love there. She let everyone else talk just before that. I'd like her to close the call. I'd also like to thank everyone who keeps coming to our calls, all right, who keeps supporting us, who keeps putting wonderful messages in the chats, giving us hearts, likes, who keeps supporting all the speakers that are speaking. And I also want to reach out to everyone also helping me, because like, to be able to do calls 6 days a week and even sometimes seven, because this week we actually did 7 days. We added a call on Sunday. And that's only possible because of all the leadership in this community. And it's kind of nice because all the calls, well, for those who've been attending them, they're all giving us something different. And like, we truly want to, yes, we want to help people be healthier, and that's the main goal. But there's something more we also want to do. We do want to empower people, because like, when you talked about at the beginning, Kwame, about stress, listen, financial stress causes problems to people too. I'm sorry, my friend.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
I've seen people get sick because they were stressing over financial loss and financial stress. Okay, so
Big
I mean,
time.
we want to help people. We also want to help people succeed. Okay, we're not going to hide that. We really want, and that's why, to empower people, to give them hope, to give them tools, to give them ideas, to feel that they're stronger than what they may actually think. That's our mission right here, right, Anna? Isn't that our mission, to build leaders? Because I think that everyone's a leader, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this call has been amazing, Kwame. Thank you so much for taking that tangent to our body, because so much is, we focus on the mindset, but I know for me, my health, when I'm not feeling good in my body and I'm not treating my body right, I feel it in my mindset, and I don't do well. And I know that Luigi and
Yeah.
we talk a lot, and we talk a lot about our physical health, and we've got to get our health on track. It's all about our health. And Luigi, I know this would have blown your mind, because we sit at the computer for way too many hours a day. It's so easy to get so stuck in the work of working on your business that we can neglect our bodies. I know I do it, Luigi as well. But there's one thing for sure: when we have a call like this, it's a reminder, it's a loving reminder, right? It's not about beating ourselves up, but it's just this feeling of we're like a family and we all want the same thing. We don't want to create wealth and freedom in a sick body where our children won't be able to enjoy, traveling with us, and we won't witness them growing up. We don't want to be super healthy without creating the abundance to go and enjoy our amazing body and travel around the world together. I love that we're not neglecting any part of who we are and who we're here to be, but every step
Yeah.
of the way we're encouraging each other. I learned a lot and got so inspired by, I think if we went around the room right now, popcorn style, there'd be so many like little tips and hacks of what each of us do in our daily life to stay on top of things. But one thing you said for sure, Kwame, is the harder, like, once you get to that place where you've got a really good routine and you've got your body feeling and looking how you want it to be, to keep that state, to stay in that state rather than going on that merry-go-round and that roller coaster ride with your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, I lost 15 kilos in the last 12 months. It was the biggest weight loss
Let's go.
journey of my life. I said to myself, I didn't want to go become 50. I was 50 in August last year. feeling the way I was feeling, I was really like I was put on quite a bit of weight, and I had to make some big decisions to lose that weight. I made some really big lifestyle sacrifices. Some of you mentioned fasting, intermittent fasting, protein. I really went all in with myself. I invested in myself, and one of the big things is really about sleep, because and cortisol, right? And when we're stressed, our body won't let go of the fat. So if
Yeah.
your thing is also about weight and metabolism, that stress piece is so important. And one of the simple things is waking up in the morning and adding, as you said, Johnny, Celtic sea salt or electrolytes into the water, because it actually tells the body you're safe. It's okay to let go, to release. And a lot of it, I know I was waking up and just hit the ground running and, having my cup of coffee and doing all the right things, like sticking
Yeah.
to the black coffee and doing all of the fasting things. But that water piece is so important. And remembering that our nervous system, it's electric, right? Like we are frequency first. And I just feel like there's so many places to go, but just, yeah, it is all about frequency. We have these beautiful devices, but the frequency of doing this as a family and we're in this together is the best feeling of all. So if you're on that journey, know that you don't know, there's somebody here that's been on that journey or is on that journey with you. You're not alone. And yeah, we're doing this together. And if we don't bring these conversations out into the open, well, they stay hidden and unexpressed. And I feel like that's what we're doing here, is bringing it up so that we can evolve together. I love it. Very
Same.
grateful for
Same.
everyone. All of the shares have been amazing today. Luigi, thank you for always giving me an opportunity to share my voice. I'm very conscious. I speak a lot on calls, and I just want everybody to have the opportunity to step into that space and share your wisdom. I sit here like this and I just soak up all of your wisdom, guys. I feel so blessed to be a part of this community, and I feel like we all are equal leaders in this. It's just a blessing to have been, I guess, introduced to this maybe just a little bit earlier than some of you guys here, but I feel like we're in it together. And Luigi always reminds me, I'm not your leader, I'm your partner. And I feel like we are all partners with each other, and we have so much to learn from each other. So that is just my piece here, is just that gratitude and that love in my heart that I'm not doing my journey alone anymore. That priceless.